preparing for the jobs of the future, rebuilding our state's infrastructure, and providing a healthy start for our kids. This week on the Senate Report. We've said it many times. Our top priorities in the Senate are job creation and economic development. We've got to make Ohio attractive to business and industry. And a big part of that is making sure Ohioans are trained for the jobs of tomorrow. That was Senate President Keith Faber's message to the Ohio Association of Career and Technical Education. That organization held its annual legislative seminar in Columbus this week. Senator Faber talked about the important role career tech and community colleges play in workforce development and in training for the jobs of the future.
What we need to do is make sure we're aligning our educational programs with those jobs. And when they mesh, Ohio's going to be stronger for it. And career technical programs are certainly part of that solution. And when we work together, whether it's the high schools, working with the vocational schools, working with the 2-year programs, working with the 4-year programs, working with our postgraduate programs, all of those programs, when they interrelate and mesh and focus on the jobs that are available, are a better service to all Ohioans.
In addition to a well-trained workforce, we also need an improved infrastructure to encourage economic development. A new initiative called the Ohio Bridge Partnership is helping counties improve the condition of their bridges. It's a collaborative effort between the Department of Transportation and local governments. Senator Cliff Hite joined Lieutenant Governor Mary Taylor in Lima this week to announce projects for Northwest Ohio.
One of the concerns that the local governments have had are local government funds. This is a way for us as a state entity to get back to the local governments and do these projects.
State Senator Frank LaRose hosted a roundtable discussion with small business owners in his district this week. The Managing Director of JobsOhio, David Mustine, also attended. The focus of the discussion was sharing best practices, but also finding ways to improve the business climate in Northeast Ohio.
There are frustrations out there, and some of it is coming from Washington, quite honestly, but in fairness, some of it's coming from state government. But unless we know what those problems are, we can't fix them. And when we meet with business owners like we did today, we find out what those problems are. I've got a list in my pocket to go to work on as soon as we get back down to Columbus on Monday.
I think the government officials in the state are really advocates of keeping jobs in Ohio and helping employers. Everything at least I've seen from my career at Goodyear, where I spent over 40 years, and my 6 years at Schulman, I've seen great cooperation.
Great jobs and a growing economy are very important. So is quality of life. We need to make sure that we're giving our kids the best head start possible. January is National Birth Defects Prevention Month. State Senator Shannon Jones, who chairs the Health and Human Services Committee, is doing all she can to address this important issue.
Well, it's an opportunity for us to really focus on a significant problem we have in this state. I mean, 1 in 33 births here result in a birth defect, and those birth defects impact not only the child, but certainly the families that are taking care of them.
Senator Scott Oelsleger will be our guest on the next Caucus Conversation. We're going to talk with him about a number of healthcare issues, as well as the important role that he plays as chair of the Senate Finance Committee. Here's a preview. You chaired this whole budget process in this last year. That's got to make you feel pretty good about where we are.
That's great news for Ohio. I think it's great news in terms of jobs and economic development potential, because I'm sure a lot of business people, as they take a look at which states to locate in, which states to grow in, they're going to say, look at that. Look at where Ohio's been. When you think just a number of years ago, I think the rainy day fund was like 84 cents. Now we have about 1.4 billion in it. That's a quite impressive, I think, feat when you consider all the challenges we face as a state.
You can see that full interview beginning Wednesday, January 29th on our YouTube channel. Well, that's all for this week. As always, you can keep up to date with us every day on our social media pages, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Ohio Senate GOP, or visit our website, ohiosenate.gov/Republicans. Thanks for watching.